Today we will discuss a problem on the preparation of statement of affairs and also the deficiency or surplus account as per list H. Mr. Manohar is appointed as the liquidator of a company in voluntary liquidation on 1/7/2018 and the following balances are extracted from the books on that date. So various assets and also liabilities are given. The assets include machinery 30,000, leasehold properties 40,000, stock in trade 1,000, book debts 60,000, investments 6,000, calls in area 5,000, cash in hand 1,000, profit and loss account 35,000. That is loss. Now capital 16,000 shares at the rate of rupees 5, 80,000, provision for bad debts 10,000, debentures 50,000, bank overdraft 18,000, liabilities for purchase 20,000, and the balance sheet total is 1,78,000. Now the additional information is given, that is the machinery is valued at rupees 60,000, the leasehold property at rupees 73,000, investments at rupees 4,000 and stock in trade at rupees 2,000. Bad debts are rupees 2,000, doubtful debts are rupees 4,000 but estimated to realize rupees 2,000. The bank overdraft is secured by deposit of title deeds of leasehold properties. Preferential creditors for taxes and wages rupees 1,000. Telephone rent owing is rupees 80. Then you are required to prepare the statement of affairs and a deficiency surplus account. So this is the question. So the various assets and liabilities are given. Then regarding the revaluation or the realization of assets, machinery 60,000, that is in balance sheet machinery is 30,000. So there is an appreciation by rupees 30,000. Then the leasehold property 73,000. Here leasehold property is only 40,000. Then one more thing is given here, that is the bank overdraft is secured by deposit of title deeds of leasehold property. So the bank overdraft is secured by leasehold property and the value of leasehold property as per the balance sheet is 40,000 but it is expected to realize rupees 73,000. Then investment in the balance sheet 6,000 but here the value is only 4,000. Then again stock as per the balance sheet is 1,000 but it is expected to realize rupees 2,000. Then regarding the bank overdraft we already said. Then preferential creditors for taxes and wages rupees 1,000. So preferential creditors as per list C is 1,000. Then telephone rent owing is 80. That is unsecured creditors rupees 80. Then again one more unsecured creditors here, that is liabilities for purchase 20,000. So these are the informations given. So first of all we have to prepare the statement of affairs. Now how to prepare the statement of affairs? So this is the statement of affairs. First we will write assets not specifically pledged as per list A. Now the format we have already discussed. Okay. So the first item in statement of affairs is assets not specifically pledged as per list A. Now what are the assets not specifically pledged? Now here there is only one asset which is specifically pledged, that is leasehold property. That is the bank overdraft is secured by leasehold property. So all the other items are not specifically pledged. Now you know the balance sheet. So the various assets not specifically pledged include cash in hand 1,000, then calls in area 5,000. These are the realizable value. This is estimated realizable value. Okay. So cash in hand 1,000, calls in area 5,000, investments 4,000, then trade debtors. Now what about trade debtors? Here regarding the trade debtors it is said that bad debts rupees 2,000. Then the doubtful debts were rupees 4,000 but out of rupees 4,000, 2,000 rupees is expected to be realized. So the total bad debts or the bad debts and provision for doubtful debts will be 2,000 plus 2,000, that is 4,000 only. And the amount of debtors is or the book debtors 60,000. Okay, so the realizable value will be 60,000 minus 4,000, that is 56,000. So trade debtors 60,000 minus 2,000 bad debts minus 2,000 provision for doubtful debts, 56,000. Then again stock in trade 2,000, machinery 60,000. So the total comes to 1,28,000. Now the next item is assets specifically pledged as per list B. So first item, as per list A, assets not specifically pledged. Now as per list B, the second item is assets specifically pledged. Now there is only one asset, that is leasehold property. Now leasehold property, so here there are 4 columns, that is estimated realizable value, then due to secured creditors, deficiency, then surplus. Okay, estimated realizable value is 73,000, then due to secured creditors, that is bank overdraft, is only 18,000. So there is a surplus definitely. So deficiency is not there, and the surplus will be 73,000 minus 18,000, that is 55,000. Okay, so here we will write the amount column, we will write 55,000. So estimated surplus from assets specifically pledged will be 55,000. Then estimated total assets available for preferential creditors, debenture holders and unsecured creditors. So this is the total amount available for making payment to the preferential creditors, debenture holders as well as unsecured creditors. So the total will be 1,28,000, that is the total of assets not specifically pledged, plus 55,000, that is assets specifically pledged. So total comes to 1,83,000. Then this is the summary of gross assets, that is gross realizable value of assets specifically pledged will be 73,000, that is this amount, that is leasehold property, or the realizable value of leasehold property was 73,000, and out of this 73,000 we have to make payment to the secured creditors, that is bank overdraft, 18,000. Then this is the remaining value. So the total estimated realizable value is 73,000. So the gross value will be 73,000 itself. Then other assets, that is 1,28,000. So the total gross value will be 2,01,000. So this is regarding the asset part. Now we will see the liability part. That is, here we will write the gross liability. Then here we will write the net amounts. Okay. So secured creditors, to the extent to which claims are estimated to be covered by assets specifically pledged. So that is only bank overdraft. So there is only one item coming under secured creditors, that is the amount of bank overdraft. So here we will write 18,000. So this is under gross liability only. Here we are not writing this 18,000 because we have already deducted the amount. We have already deducted this 18,000 rupees and we have written only the balance amount, or the remaining amount, or the surplus amount. So here we will not write this 18,000 here, we will write it only here. Okay, under gross liability there is secured creditors, that is bank overdraft, 18,000. Okay, then comes preferential creditors as per list C. So preferential creditors as per list C, that is taxes and wages, it will be 1,000. So here also 1,000. So in both amount column we will write 1,000, 1,000. Then when you deduct this 1,000 from the total amount, that is 1,83,000 minus amount to preferential creditors, that is 1,000, you will get estimated balance of assets available for debenture holders and unsecured creditors, that is 1,82,000. Now next item will be debenture holders. Okay, so the amount of debenture is rupees 50,000. So debenture holders as per list D. So as per list D, debenture holders are 50,000. Now deduct 50,000 from 1,82,000. So this 50,000 rupees we will write it on both sides. So this is debenture holders, now again debenture holders. Okay. So the remaining amount will be 1,32,000, that is estimated surplus as regards debenture holders, 1,32,000. Next item is unsecured creditors as per list E. Unsecured creditors as per list E will be liabilities for purchase which is given in the balance sheet, that is 20,000. Then telephone rent outstanding which is given in the adjustment or the additional information. Okay, so liabilities for purchase 20,000 and telephone rent outstanding 80. So the total will be 20,080. Now deduct 20,080 from 1,32,000. So the value will be 1,11,920. Now here it will be, we will deduct this amount, that is 18,000 plus 1,000 plus 50,000 plus 20,080, that is 89,080. So this amount we will deduct from the gross asset or the gross amount. So here The summary of gross asset is 2,01,000, that is before deducting 18,000 for bank overdraft. So this is the total realizable value. So here regarding the gross liability or the gross amount, we will be deducting 89,080 from 2,01,000. So both will be same. So here estimated surplus as regards creditors being the difference between gross asset and gross liability also will be 1,11,920. Now out of this 1,11,920, you have to make payment to the equity shareholders. So there is no preference shareholders, so there will not be list H. Okay, sorry, list F. So here there will not be list F because there is no item of preference share capital. So next item will be equity share capital, that is as per list G. Okay. So from this 1,11,920, you have to deduct 80,000. So the remaining amount will be estimated surplus as regards members, that is 31,920. So this is the statement of affairs. So first we will write assets not specifically pledged as per list A. Then comes assets specifically pledged as per list B. Then summary of gross assets. Then again preferential creditors as per list C. Debenture holders as per list D. Unsecured creditors as per list E. Then there is no preference shareholders, so there will not be list F. Then again equity share capital as per list G. So the remaining amount, that is estimated surplus as regards members, will be 31,920. So this is the balancing figure in statement of affairs. Now next you have to prepare the deficiency or surplus account. So the next is the preparation of deficiency or surplus account for the purpose of knowing the reason for this surplus. So to know the reason for this surplus, you have to prepare the deficiency or surplus account as per list H. So this is the deficiency or surplus account as per list H. First is items contributing to deficiency or reducing surplus. So first will be items contributing to deficiency or reducing the surplus. And under this item contributing to deficiency or reducing surplus, the first item is profit and loss account debit balance. So here in the question there is profit and loss account debit balance, that is 35,000. So here we will write profit and loss account debit balance 35,000. Then estimated losses now written off, for which provision has been made. So second item is estimated losses now written off, for which provision has been made. So here we will write the difference in asset, that is we will write the amount or the reduced value. Okay, so here the investment as per the balance sheet was investment 6,000, but here the realizable value is only 4,000. So there is a deficiency, that is 2,000. So that amount we will write here. So investment 6,000 minus 4,000, 2,000. Then again here we have to write off preferential creditors for taxes and wages 1,000 and also telephone rent outstanding 80. So these are the items contributing to deficiency or reducing surplus. Profit and loss account debit balance 35,000. Then investment, that is reduction in the value of investment 2,000. Then preferential creditors for taxes and wages to be paid 1,000. Telephone rent outstanding to be paid 80. So here it will be the total is 38,080. Now next is items contributing to surplus or reducing deficiency. Just the opposite. That is items contributing to surplus or reducing deficiency. Now what are the items? Other items contributing to surplus. That is increase in the value of assets. So here machinery, the value of machinery in the balance sheet was only 30,000. But here the realizable value is 60,000. So machinery 60,000 minus 30,000, that is 30,000. Then again leasehold property. So the leasehold property is only 40,000, but here the realizable value is 73,000. So the difference, that is 73,000 minus 40,000, 33,000. Then stock. 1,000 was the value as per balance sheet, but the realizable value is 2,000. So the difference 1,000. Then here provision for bad debts is 10,000. So this is the provision for bad debts 10,000. Now what about the bad debts, actual bad debts? That is 2,000 rupees, and also out of 4,000, 2000 rupees will be realized. So the actual bad debt and provision for doubtful debts will be 2000 plus 2000, that is 4000. So here provision 10,000, then less bad debts 2000, doubtful debts 2000, that is total 4000. So the difference will be 6000. Okay, so the total is 30,000, 33,000, 1,000 and 6,000. So that is total 70,000. Okay. So the surplus as shown in statement of affairs 920, that is here items contributing to surplus or reducing deficiency is 70,000. But the items contributing to deficiency or reducing surplus is only 38,080. So here the difference will be surplus, that is a surplus shown as per statement of affairs 31,920. So this is the preparation of statement of affairs and also the preparation of deficiency or surplus account as per list H. Okay, thank you.